Hi everybody, this is Benet Kent, also known as Mr. Saint. Uh, I'd like to introduce a new series of videos, uh, or I'm actually cooking. Shock! uh, this series is going to be called Food Bank Feasts, and the premise is cooking with things that people get from food banks. Here in Tacoma, we have some really great food banks, and the people that run them are friggin' amazing and incredible to me. And yes, I do go to food banks because living here is a little bit expensive, a little bit, and I love Tacoma very much, and but just trying to get by with what little I personally have is I do the best I can do. And the premise of it is of this video series is for um, help people to do some different ideas with recipes and things with the food that we do get from food banks. And most of the ingredients that I'm going to present are majority of them, if not all, are going to be from the food banks, or the little bit that like if we get sorry, nose itches, get like we can get at the grocery store with our SNAP cards or food stamp cards that we have. This first recipe is going to be Spanish rice. The ingredients are this. I'm going to put this down. There we go. A little bit. Some basmati rice. This is 1 cup. Now some people call these, I dropped it. Some people call these bouillon cubes, or actually it's French for bouillon. I think I'm pronouncing that correctly. I'm not exactly sure. Vegetable oil. I happen to be allergic. I happen to be allergic to onions, so I do not cook with onions. I will have a couple of guest chefs that they actually love onions, and so we'll probably be doing it in their kitchens. And when they start to cut the onions or whatever, I will be probably leaving the kitchen. So because even the smell gets to me. Let's see. But my substitute for the onions is granulated garlic, and this is a can of diced tomatoes. Why did we turn it around? There. Got this. This is a food bank item. And 2 cans of chicken broth. They're 2 different brands, but the cool thing is they are lower in sodium. I'm going to turn this so you can see it. These are less sodium, and this is the Winco brand. Now I cannot remember with the Winco brand if I bought it or if I got it at a food bank. I think I got it at Winco. I'm not 100. I can't remember. But here is the pan. We're turning on the oven, or not the oven. God damn it! I do that every time. The stove. There's about 2 to 2.5 tablespoons of oil. I really don't measure, really. So sorry. Now what we're doing is waiting for the oil to heat up some. So, no, I didn't touch it. Don't worry about that. I didn't touch it. I'm not going to burn myself. And so while we're waiting there for this, let's see. Told you the basmati rice. That it's one of my favorite rices. You can use whatever rice you desire. Not all rices are the same, so just be willing to experiment. Okay, yeah, that's really starting to heat up. I'm going to turn that down a bit. Now, taking the rice. Now I'm left-handed, so we're going to, what you do is you take the uncooked rice and then you just kind of brown it in the vegetable oil. It should start sizzling any minute. You just kind of move it around and you just brown the rice till it's a really nice, pretty golden brown. And that'll take some time. And I will shut the camera off so you don't have to stand here or sit there and watch while the rice actually cooks and boils. So can you hear it? It's starting to sizzle a little bit. Can you hear it? A little bit? Now you can see that there's some of the rice is turning a little bit lighter in color, which that's supposed to happen before it starts turning that beautiful golden brown that we want. Now I keep moving it. It's because I'm always paranoid that it's going to, I don't want to burn it, because that would be a really bad first cooking video that I do. So that's why I keep moving it. And while we're doing this, I will keep talking. If you have a question, a suggestion, a recipe idea, or how this can be improved, my cooking can be improved, please leave a comment, rate my video, subscribe. So I think I'm going to need a little more oil, because it's okay. And you may hear conversations in my hallway. This is a tiny ass one bedroom apartment, so this is a very tiny ass kitchen. Now this is, now you see it's really starting to turn golden brown, but I'm not going to let it overly cook. And it kind of smells good as it is. Oop. I'm sure there's some people screaming at me. Do it now! Do it now! Put the stuff in! Okay. One cup. Ooh. Okay. Now I'm turning the stove down. That's 1 can of the broth. Second can. Yeah, you can hear people in the hallway. I have very loud neighbors, but I love them to death. They're awesome. So now this is one of the 2 bouillon cubes. I still don't know if I'm. What I'm doing is pinching them in my fingers. Now this is chicken and tomato flavored, and there's 2 of these, so they're going in. And there's plenty of salt in these, in the bouillon cubes. I'm gonna. Oh, my fingers. Okay. Throw the foil away. And we continue to stir. Okay, I still have, this is the can of diced tomatoes. It says right here. I'm going to add that after the rice is cooked some. That way, all it does need to be is heated through. And I'm really not a measurer, so I'd say that's maybe a tablespoon of garlic, granulated garlic. Oh, here's my spoon. Just gonna stir. There we go. This is looking good. Oh, it smells great. Oh, I wish you guys can smell this. It's awesome. Okay, what I'm gonna do is pause the camera, and we're gonna let this cook. Now I'm stirring this until I can get a good boil on. See, it's really starting to bubble up, that's what we want. And now what I will do is I will come back and check it and stir it as needed, which I won't do on camera because that's boring as hell. So I'm gonna come down here, find the friggin' hot lid, and I should have grabbed it before, but I'm a dork. So, oh, here it is. In the wrong spot. Okay, I'm gonna put the lid on. Oh man, it smells so good. Holy cow. Okay, going to be pausing the video. So, here we go. Hi, I just wanted to show this really quick, so see how well it's cooking. Isn't that look beautiful? Oh, my glasses are fogging up. Oh no! But there you go. Just wanted to show that very, very quickly. It's cooking really well. Put the lid back on. Let it simmer some more. The temperature I have is, this is not a digital stove, which kind of sucks. There's all dials. There's nothing digital. So let's get that back in the center. There we go. See, that's cooking up really beautifully. They're all dials, and I put it on. My fingers over here is it's right in between 6 and 7 on the temperature dial. I don't know the number, so I'm sorry. But pausing it now. Okay, now as you can see, it's really coming along. I mean, that just looks so good. And it's about this time where I put in the diced tomatoes, and I drained it. I drained the juice out of it because I don't want, personally I don't want too much, my rice being too watery, so there's that. There we go. And just mix it all in together. Taking this time to let the tomatoes get heated through, and this finishes cooking. And I'm going to take a little bit of the rice to see if I need to add any salt or anything to this, which I'm kind of hoping not, because gotta blow it off. No, it's plenty salty. No, I think it's just about perfect. It needs to cook a little bit more. But right now I'm letting it cook with the lid off to kind of like help get rid of some of the water, a little bit excess water. But it's looking really, really good. Now, if you wanted to add onions to this, because as I've said before, I'm allergic to onions, so I will not cook with them. I can't cook with them. But when you are browning the rice, that's when would be a good time to add in the onions if you're going to add onions. This is very vegetarian friendly, or it can be if you want to use like vegetable stock. I don't have any, I just have the chicken stock because that's what I got from the food banks. If I want vegetable stock, I have to go buy it. So or you can use beef stock, but it won't have that nice red because there's no beef and tomato. You can use, I've seen a recipe online that had used picante sauce, so that kind of takes care of the diced tomatoes and the onions all in one fell swoop. Part of this series is I refuse to do anything out of a box because it's not really healthy. Yeah, but I do cans, so I don't know about that. So like I will not do macaroni and cheese. I will not do spaghetti because those are fairly big staples, and I like pasta very much, but I think it's healthier in the long run to eat rice or potatoes, because potatoes are a vegetable. Oh, and I don't cook with a lot of pepper either. I'm kind of a wimp in that way. I really don't like spicy. So that's what my other two chefs are going to be. One is a friend of mine. His name is Rick, Chef Rick, and his first recipe for you guys is going to be a German pancake. He is so good at those, and I'll help him film it because it's going to be with my camera. Okay, I'm going to turn this down to about a 3. This is a non-stick pan, by the way. My brother got me this for Christmas like 3 Christmases ago. Yeah, 3 Christmases ago. These are Paula Deen. This is before the scandals, or around the time of that scandal that she caused. You can hear the sizzling kind of calming down because since I turned down the heat. Where it's getting to the consistency that it's supposed to be, so that's a good thing. So I just think that looks so good. And you can also get creative with this. If you want, you can like pre-cook like a chicken breast and dice it and cut it up and put it in there. If you put it in at the same time as you're using putting in the diced tomatoes. So don't that look pretty? Don't that look pretty? So now I'm just going to put it on low just to keep it warm. And pretty much this is all I'm going to eat today. This is also my dinner. So I know people will get the Spanish rice in the boxes. There's like so many other chemicals in that. There's like MSG, and you really don't get to control the sodium, which is not a good thing. So now if you want, you can cook this a little bit longer to where almost all the water is absorbed, however you want to do it. This is a great side dish for like tacos, enchiladas, or whatever, or just a meal in itself. So this, I'm hoping you enjoyed this. Wait a minute, I hate this stand. Oh, a little bit more. There. Well, that's pretty much it. I mean, the Spanish rice is done. It looks gorgeous and it smells incredible. So I hope you enjoyed this. Like I said before, if you please comment, rate, subscribe, whatever floats your boat. If you have any questions, suggestions, recipes, any other ideas that come to mind, please. I'll put my contact information in the crotch bar in the description, and hopefully we'll see you next time. Bye. I love you. This has been A Camp Mistress Inc. So, bye.